Well, guys, I watched the debates, and I'm excited to talk to you guys today. Welcome back to the Freedom Pines podcast. I'm your host, Jamie B., where I am covering the election every single day, except for, the days where I realize, oh my gosh, it is Easter tomorrow. I need to get myself adjusted. So I didn't realize it was Easter this weekend, so sorry guys about the video yesterday, but don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as I am here mostly every day covering the election from all different sides of the internet, and I will be live in Ottawa on election night. So if that interests you, if you like dissenting voices, if you like independent voices, hit that subscribe button, and welcome back to the podcast. It's good to be back, you guys. Yesterday I went to Quebec. Who has a monopoly on Quebec? Can someone tell me? That's insane. On the Quebec dairy, I might add the Quebec dairy. What was I gonna say? You guys in Quebec, you guys still have the carbon tax, don't you? Because your gas is really expensive. Oh my goodness. Anyways, so I go to Quebec once a month, from spring to winter. I don't go in the winter because it's way too dangerous to travel that far for me, but there's a bigger Walmart there. There's a Winners, and you wouldn't believe how much you buy from Winners, like as in face stuff, clothing, like just Winners is kind of a one-stop shop when you're a mom. You can get your soap, your Easter presents, except for it's like a one-stop shop that's better than Walmart. You know what I mean? So anyways, that's where I was yesterday. I realized, oh my goodness, because honestly, until Dr. Leslyn Lewis posted that the Liberals were opening up advanced polling on Easter, I didn't even realize it was Easter. So that's how I realized. But I spent the night before watching Elevate podcast cover. Well, I watched the Pleb in the beginning, and then I watched Elevate cover it. And then I watched the debates last night. I watched Elevate cover it as well. And I gotta say, I think Pierre did better on the first night than he did last night. But I think that he ended it quite well. And here's the thing. Okay. I'm going to describe this scenario to you. And I know you guys are going to be like, Jamie, you'll do anything to stick up for Pierre. And hear me out, okay? So if you guys have watched Parks and Recreation and watch where she's in the running to be a city councilwoman, she goes up against Bobby Newport, who is basically the Justin Trudeau. Honestly, it's very weird that I'm in a time where I relate Pierre Poilievre more to Leslie Knope than than any Liberal candidate, okay? And she goes hard in on Bobby, and the whole crowd, and Bobby goes, that really hurt my feelings. I think that we should all just be nicer to each other. And then for the rest of the debate, she had to kind of hold back because she was being too abrasive. Now, that is exactly the critique that Pierre Poilievre gets. And I want you guys to understand something. He has already earned our vote. Okay, he has already earned our vote. We like Pierre eating the apple. We like Pierre going after Carney. We like Pierre. We've watched Pierre in the House of Commons. We like that side of Pierre. What Pierre Poilievre has to now appeal to is the audience that thinks he is a mini Trump. You guys, I know, okay. Ever since watching that Leslie Knope season of her becoming a councilwoman and them doing the Ben was her campaign manager, I have realized so much about politics, and I know you guys are like, that's so silly, but if you watch it, you watch the intricate details of how every single thing can be used against Leslie because she's a dissenting voice. And you realize just how much they have to spin things because it's always, like, I genuinely feel like I'm Pierre Poilievre's spin team that is not being paid, okay? But I feel in a much more real sense that the Liberals are paid to spin every single thing that Pierre says into a bad thing. Like, career politician, not inspiring because he came from a single mom and wanted to be in government his whole life. No. career-long politician, okay? By the way, I wanted to go live, but there was literally everyone else was live, so I figured, what's the point of going live when the amount of people in their live was more than the people that follow me? So I literally was just like, whatever, I'll just watch it. And you know what? I was busy anyways, and then last night I was so tired from getting back from Quebec that I just watched it. Literally, I watched some of it in the bath. That's how tired I was. I was so tired, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to go take my bath. Anyways, because I have to take 78 baths a day, because, you know, something was sold as safe and effective. Anyways, people are like, why do you hate the government so much? Every time I go to the bathroom, I have to do 78 more steps than I had to before someone sold me on something that was safe and effective. So, I wonder why I am bitter. Anyways, so I thought the way that he brought up the security clearance was brilliant. There are so many people, I'm not kidding you, so many people on the left who think I've seen them say this in my comments, I would trust him more if he had a security clearance. I would vote for him if he had security clearance. So I'm glad that he sat there and had the whole stage, because this is the thing. People don't actually listen to Pierre. People don't actually listen to Pierre and what he has to say. They listen to the snippets of the CTV. They don't watch. Even people on the right who seem like their job is to day in and day out just crap on Pierre Poilievre as they say that they're conservative. And I understand criticizing people, but if you don't live in our country and you're literally crapping on Pierre Poilievre every single day, which is our best hope of getting out of communism at this point, are you really conservative? I don't know. But that is what the left will say. They will say he should have a security clearance, blah, blah, blah. So I'm glad that he came at this from a very logical perspective. I wish we saw Pierre Poilievre go harder. But in my comments, you guys, okay, so I posted the video onto my TikTok of Mark Carney and Pierre Poilievre when he's talking to him about the pipelines. I posted this like weeks ago, but it keeps getting traction, obviously, as we get farther into the election. And there's two things on there. There's, oh my gosh, look at Pierre Poilievre go. He's incredible. He's going to represent us a lot or very well on the world stage because he's good at, hammering in, getting the information we need. And then the other side is, I can't believe how much he interrupts. He reminds me of Trump, blah, blah, blah. So last night, like I said, he's trying to appeal to those people, but I also wish at the same time that he could have been more zinger wise. I love how everybody hates Carney, and that's exactly what you should. If I do hand signals during my videos, please know I'm not in the Illuminati, okay? I just have ADHD and I talk with my hands. So anyways, I love that every single person was against Carney, and that's exactly what you should take away from that. And why is that? Because Mark Carney is the enemy. Now, I'm still convinced that Jagmeet Singh is trying to throw away his vote so that people vote for Mark Carney, because the amount of I'm sorry, you guys, I've not talked about, I missed one day and I feel like I haven't talked about anything. I'm sorry, did we see the video of Jagmeet Singh telling people with disabilities that he knew he was there for people with disabilities to jump on the count of 3 and there was a woman in a wheelchair? What planet are we living on, you guys? What? And here's the thing too. Oh, Maxime Bernier going on Tucker Carlson, give me a break. It is actually showing and telling to me that Maxime Bernier, and this is exactly why I thought it wasn't the best idea for Pierre Poilievre to go on any American. The only one that I could see it being a good idea to go on is maybe Tucker Carlson or Joe Rogan, one of those. Maxime Bernier is a joke. Why are you in America? Why are you in America? Why do you live in America? What is happening? I'm like, where did the PPC get off? The thing is that if Maxime Bernier wasn't part of the PPC would have way more votes, way more respect. Like I said in my videos 100 times, cannot vote for someone because you guys think, you think Pierre Poilievre is a globalist, but not Maxime Bernier, the person who went to Davos, brought back the Paris Accord. Give me a break. So one thing I will say that I disagreed with Elevate on was, and that's no beef or anything, because I understand where they're coming from. Because I do think China is one of our biggest threats. I really do. If Mark Carney is in. He's in right now, so I definitely think they have a chokehold on some of our social medias in general. I think they definitely control some algorithms or have a say in some of them that is pro Mark Carney, so I completely understand. But, however, I think Pierre's right when he says that the physical safety of Canadians is a threat because of the crime, okay? You know, I haven't even been a victim of being assaulted or anything, but even just having that amount of money stolen from me set me back so much, and I cannot do my business and all these different things, but that's just me. There are so many people that I've talked to that have been so deeply affected by crime. Our community has actually suffered a huge, I would say accident incident where a man he was on bail after attacking his girlfriend's stepdad, okay? And he followed her home on the public bus. He wasn't on the bus, but he followed the bus home, her home on the bus. And after she got off the bus, he had a machete and he attacked her. And we had to protest and beg the judge to keep him in jail. Why? Does that really make any sense to you guys? Why someone would be out on bail for attacking someone in his sleep? He attacked the stepdad in his sleep, I think, allegedly. That's absurd. And that's just my little community. Now, Northern Ontario is kind of known for some drug situations. Yes, indeed. We are. It was a con of moving here. But it's only gotten worse. And I don't know where Charlie Angus or Anthony wrote it. The thing is that our jurisdictions, like I said, Gary Keller's office is in North Bay. That's 200 kilometers away from me. By the way, everybody, check your spam. Because even though I have made everything, like, from Pierre, like, this is not junk, this is not junk, this is not junk, I found out that there was a debate about my area with Gary Keller, and I didn't get to see it because I did not get the email because it was sent to my junk mail. So please check your junk mail. Anyways, I also would like to say, people are like, why is the Bloc Quebecois guy so funny? Because he has nothing to lose. He only has to impress the Quebec. By the way, I'm doing a deep dive on Quebec. That place fascinates me. I can't tell where they stand on anything. I can't tell if they're more conservative, liberal. Anyways, Quebec fascinates me, but I would just like to shout out that he is hilarious. And he is but in the House of Commons, you guys, it is deeply disturbing how much he begs for Maid. Okay, like, he is funny in the House of Commons sometimes, but for the most part, it's just deeply concerning how much. And does also Quebec have a premier? Like, what is Quebec? Anyways, why was he allowed on the debate stage? I think it was funny. He added commentary. I actually enjoyed his takes more sometimes than Jagmeet Singh, okay? But I happen to know, too, that Canada usually votes with their eyes. In fact, I've heard a plethora of women say that they voted the first time for Trudeau because he was handsome. I know everyone's going to judge me when I say this. I think Jagmeet Singh is handsome. You know, the more you get to know him, the more you're like, ooh, okay. But I think Pierre Poilievre is handsome. And I'm just saying that, I don't, like a brotherly kind of way, because I am just bringing up the fact that it's not Trudeau this time. Mark Carney, he reminds me of kind of a turtle. I know I sound mean and I'm going low blow. I'm just saying Canada has notoriously voted with their eyes and admitted it. Okay, and if you were watching that, Pierre Poilievre I've never even seen him in a black suit before, because I think he always wears like dark blue because he's conservative or whatever. But I think he looked good. I genuinely... Team Carney is trending on Twitter. Give me a break. My favorite part of this entire thing was that Pierre mentioned that he was from a single mom, and that he lived the Canadian dream, because that's all we're asking for. That's all we're asking for. We're asking for our paychecks, to all of our hard work to pay off, our paychecks to go places, us to have access to the services. People need to be the whole reason unions should exist is to be listening to the people on the ground. Nobody is listening to the people on the ground. I know for a fact people in schools have been screaming about the policies that have allowed children to just be able to do what they want in the name of mental illness, just like the bail system. You think the bail system's bad? Our school is pumping out the exact same situation because of DEI nonsense. We need to, and I was a kid with disabilities. Okay, I went to the resource room when I needed to. These things existed before Trudeau. Now, will I say that we did need a change? We definitely need to know our special needs kids. They can participate in the classes that they feel comfortable participating in. If that child is good at math, have them participate with the normal grade math that they would be in. But having them in the classrooms all the time is completely overstimulating. I thought it was a great idea until I realized how much it wasn't. Actually, it might be a good idea if we had enough people do in each class, but the behaviors just keep getting more and more higher and higher. And especially after COVID, it's just soared. Okay, I know that's more of a provincial thing, but as long as we can get DEI out of the school and start doing what we did before, okay, being fair to children. We had one of the best school systems in the world. We know how to do this without harming children. We know how to do this. We know, okay, if you've ever read the book, Kids Are Worth It, you've got Brick Wall, Jellyfish, and Backbone. We had backbone schools. Let's go back to that. Okay, let's go back to we don't need to be brick wall. We don't need to be over here and be physical like our grandparents and so many others were subjected to. And we don't need to be over here where we let kids get away with beating the crap out of teachers. There is a happy medium. We were in it, and we need to get back to it. And might I add, if murderers are in jail and what is happening is you're not going to fix a problem by letting people out on bail. That's not going to fix a problem. Keep them in jail, give them the services that they need. If that's what you believe in, why are they not in jail getting the services that they need? Why would it be justifiable to let them out? None of this has ever made sense. Every single thing that the Liberals have done, and by the way, they literally take Carney out, or they take Trudeau out and put Carney in. This man has never even talked to Canadians. Can we just think about that for a huge second here? This man has never even, do you think he's talked to real life Canadian citizens? He says that he's annoyed. He says he doesn't want to kiss babies. He doesn't want to do this. He is annoyed to be on the campaign trail. This is Pierre is excited and so excited and he has hope because this is what Pierre has wanted to do his whole life and you can see it. I truly think that this is imagine just having this dream of becoming a prime minister and you work your way up and this is you can tell he's living his life the way he wants to. He has a beautiful wife, a beautiful family, okay? And you can truly tell that he cares about Canadians. He has talked to Canadians. He has advocated for Canadians. And I truly cannot wait for this election. I can't wait to be in Ottawa that night. And I can't wait for Canadians to make this too big to rig. So tell me, guys, when are you guys going to cast your vote? My husband and I are going tomorrow. It's going to be the first time that he has ever voted. Okay? His first time ever voting. I am so excited. And this is the first time I've been excited to vote for our prime minister since Jack Layton, since the first time that I voted in 2011. I'm so excited. So let me know, guys, what did you guys think of the debates? Is there anything you wanted me to talk about when it came to the debates? And I swear one day I will have better editing and stuff. And once I start making money, I will be able to not be in fight or flight mode all the time and be able to focus on this a little bit more. But thank you guys for hanging in there, even though I don't have the best quality of videos, don't have the best sound. It's just me and my phone. Half the time I have to delete a bunch of apps to get my phone to upload, and I'm trying my best. So thank you guys so much for being here. Leave a comment and let me know what you guys thought of the debates, and I hope you guys have a great day and a very good Friday.